If we are, he's going to be late.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Tier Podcast, the pro wrestling podcast and football podcast we bring you each and every week. It is Tuesday. It is Pro Wrestling Weekly. We have an absolute mountain of stuff to get through. So we have assembled the Avengers, as good a panel as you'll find anywhere on any wrestling podcast. Sean might be joining us in a bit as well. He might be on his phone or something like that. So we'll see if he comes in or if he doesn't, but we keep a note on that. But we are going to be covering All Out. We're going to be covering Wrestlepalooza. We're going to be taking a look at Raw. We're going to be talking about Becky. We're going to be talking about Cody. We're going to be talking about Italy getting a PLE. We're going to be talking about that bitter fucker Bret Hart and his disdain for Triple H. We're going to be talking about WWE versus ESPN. Has the war begun? We're going to be talking about, is AEW a family-friendly show? According to Tony Khan, it is, and Ricochet. And we're going to be talking about CM Punk, who has dropped his six favorite wrestlers. There you go. So that's everything that we have, and that's what we're going to go through. If you want to add that into it, it's not a problem at all. Also in the chat, if you could, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a like on the video, I should say, and hit that bell notification button. We would really, really appreciate it, because YouTube is doing a lot of these content creators dirty at the moment. So it helps with our views and with our shares. Joining me, Bren. How are we?
Good, man. Good. Great to be here. I'm excited.
Emma's in the house.
Hey, I'm so excited.
Emma's going to be giving us our weekly update of our Irish LFG. How's training going, Emma? Any training this week?
Yeah, it's been really good. I've been hitting the gym a lot more and stuff, so I'm feeling really good as well.
Excellent. Keith's in the house.
Good. I'm looking forward to tonight and to chatting about everything.
And Sean O'Rourke will be giving us his chef's kiss and his usual flavour as well. And of course, joining us all the way from Edinburgh in Scotland, Dave is in the house as well. Dave, how are we?
Very, very good. It's been a busy weekend of wrestling, so looking forward to getting into it.
Has been in the chat. Baz is in. Big up, Baz. Hope you are good, my friend. And also Daz is in. Big up, Daz. Hope you are good. Right, let's begin. Let's get into this. We're going to start with All Out AEW, because people say we don't give AEW enough time on the show. Who caught this? Who watched this? Who wants to take this away? Who would like to begin?
I'll take two sections if that's all right. I'll take the opening match, and I have a bone to pick with Ricochet.
Okay.
The opening match I thought was very, very good. Wasn't it very good to see Beth Copeland return? That was excellent. This feud is obviously continuing given the pile driver at the end. FTR were diamonds here. One of the most talked about things in this match, unfortunately, was a John Cena tribute. Well, not unfortunately, fortunately. But it seemed to me that was kind of like a big focus, which is mad considering that it was stacked with a couple of other really, really good matches. So I really enjoyed this. Great to see Edge and Cope and Christian back as a tag team. I wanted to touch on Ricochet, that match with the Hurt Syndicate. That match was probably one of the worst matches on the card. And the reason I want to bring that guy up is because the bleeding cheek of him to go on Twitter or X or whatever it's called nowadays and try to stick it to the WWE. Like, honestly, if ever, like this man, if this was 1999, he wouldn't make it onto Heat. The bloody cheek from him. He is the equivalent of a football team winning a match, him sitting out in his street clothes for the entire match, and then after they celebrate, him putting on the jersey and running out as if he played the game. Ricochet can get effed. Not a fan, and I thought that was flat. And look, I'll say another thing as well. The Hurt Syndicate could be used a lot better. I think they might have damaged themselves a little bit. I'm looking at MVP, but the Hurt Syndicate, they could be used a lot better. But yeah, look, all in all, first match was a diamond. I just wanted to touch on Ricochet because he's been wrecking me head for a long time. So yeah, I'll leave it there with those two, if that's all right.
Anyone else? Dave, did you catch this?
Yeah, I watched everything up until Wrestlepalooza, then I watched the rest of it a day later. I really enjoyed Christian and Cope against FTR. What I loved about it most was they gave them the win, they went over, but FTR still came out looking really fucking strong. And that was what I was most impressed by. was the fact that they came out still looking like a strong heel team without damaging the kind of win of Christian and Cope. Eddie Kingston against Big Bill was garbage. They never should have let Eddie Kingston back into a ring. He is whatever he's done to his knee. I thought he was a caricature walking to the ring. They should have walked him. Like, it's just whatever he's done to his knee has absolutely destroyed him. It was a terrible, terrible match. Tables attacks again. Mark Briscoe. I have to say this kind of it tuned into my morbid hardcore love of wrestling from back in the 1998 kind of era, where it was all kind of a little bit bloody. There wasn't an awful lot of wrestling, but fair play to MJF for putting Briscoe over, because I did not really see that one coming, because the MJF is a big dog in AEW, but for the fact he put Briscoe over was good. I thought it was a pretty solid show. Other than that, I mean, Darby Allin setting John Moxley on fire in a body bag. I mean, it's just one of those things where I'm looking at it going, do you know what? Yeah, I'm putting everything else aside, and I'm saying, like, if that was in like WWF in 98 or 99, shock value, yeah, but it kind of looked at it and went, that was entertaining. That was entertaining. It appealed to me morbid side, but overall, look, I enjoyed it. It was kind of a 50-50, half bad matches, half good matches, but other than that, I quite enjoyed it.
It's interesting when we split the narrative there on family friendly pricing tickets, family friendly show, and I was thinking, he set a guy on fire in a body bag, and we had a thumbtack match. I don't think I've ever seen as many thumbtacks in the one place. I don't think that the factory that makes the thumbtacks has seen as many thumbtacks in its whole life. It was absolutely insane.
It was unnecessary, but it was fantastic. I mean, I just loved it. I really did. It was fun.
I have a different slant on Eddie Kingston insofar as I was happy to see Eddie Kingston back. I know he's a lunatic and stuff like that and all, but he kind of gives me, I always get that kind of Kevin Owens type of vibe off Eddie Kingston at times. And I'm a big fan of Kevin Owens. And it's hard to be a big fan of Kevin Owens if you're not somewhat a fan of Eddie Kingston. Now, the match itself was a bit crazy, as you know, but I mean, it's one of those. It's his first match kind of back, and I was just glad to see him back as well. He's probably gone through a lot over the last year or so. So, as you said, I think the Hurt Syndicate and that match, I just think was just the narrative spoke for itself. I think MVP is doing damage there. Mercedes Moné versus Riho, I thought was decent. I really enjoyed it, to be honest. Yeah. There you go. I'm a little bit disappointed that they're not putting Takeshita over in some of these matches. I think he's really the star in that three-way. I don't know how everyone feels about Okada. I'm a big fan of Okada, but
love him. Love him. Absolutely love him.
He just at times at the moment seems to be doing the bare minimum. Yeah. And that's a disappointment for me. Moxley at this stage should be putting Darby Allin over. It's absolutely insane. I was surprised that Timeless lost.
Yeah.
That was an interesting one as well.
It was very good though.
It was. And I'm kind of warming back to Hangman Page again. I kind of gone away from him, but I think he's coming back and he's much more focused in a much better way than he has been. So, speaking of family-friendly shows, of course, Hangman Page. But there you go. Anyone else want to add anything? Jump in, add whatever you want, pick whatever you want.
Quick shout out to the ladder match, the 4-way ladder match, because I actually, as much as I say I enjoyed all these matches, that was some of the spots were a little WWE-esque. You know what I mean? The table spot especially, but I thought
it's okay.
I thought it was decent. I thought it was really enjoyable.
And Kyle Fletcher as well.
Yeah,
Kyle Fletcher was outstanding in his match.
Really,
and I
really
think
good.
It's going to propel him. And Tony Storm, she gets better. It's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Sean O?
Yeah, do you know, I actually like this pay-per-view. I feel like as of late, AEW went down a bit for a while, especially. But I feel like this pay-per-view actually turned things around nearly. Obviously, I think I said last week that there wasn't too many matches I was looking forward to, and this completely proved me wrong. Christian and Copeland versus FTR was a brilliant match. I was happy to see Pac back. Whatever he did to his hair, I don't know. It looks like he took hedge trimmers to it, but it looks a bit weird, but it'll do. Obviously, Chris Statlander winning the title, completely unexpected, but I loved every minute of it. She is one of the women I wanted to win the title, especially in the past 3 years. I just think the work she's doing is absolutely phenomenal in AEW, and it was underrated for such a long time. So I think now is her time to shine. Please book her right, Tony Khan, and give her the reign she deserves. I got to be honest here. I'm not a massive Okada fan. Look, I think he's funny. I think his matches are good. There's just something about him. He's missing something. And besides him being funny, I just don't think he's that entertaining. I'm going to be dead honest.
He loves an old headlock and a rest hold.
Yeah, it's very simple moves, and I'm not saying wrestling has to be complicated now, each to their own, I just feel like he's missing something. What else we got? Obviously Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Page, brilliant match. I went off Hangman as well for a while. I'm starting to come back on to him, and let's just be honest, Kyle Fletcher's a future world champion. I think we can all say that. He's phenomenal in ring. And what else? John Moxley. I'm going to finish it off with this. Am I wrong in saying John Moxley was ranked 2 on the
2?
Yep.
2? Yeah.
We'll be discussing it. Don't worry.
What your whole so basically, folks, all you have to do to get in the top 5 on a pro wrestling list nowadays is hold a company hostage for 9 or 10 months. Just in case you're wondering, that's all you have to do. It's very simple. Show up every now and again. Don't show the main title of the company. Hold it hostage in your handbag, and show up to work with a smile on your face. He should not be number 2. In fact, let's be honest, he shouldn't even be on the list. He's done feck all, and that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, overall, a good pay-per-view.
Go, Keith.
Be honest with you, I didn't watch it. I've lost so much interest in AEW over the years. I used to like it a few years ago. Just now, I just can't watch it anymore. So I didn't really bother watching it.
No bother. Emma, did you catch it?
Yeah, I ended up watching it. I thought All Out was brilliant. It honestly got me more hooked than most of Wrestlepalooza. Like, I was planning on watching this, but once I kind of got into it, I was like, you know what, this is insane. Like, I saw this thing on Twitter, and it was like AEW booked John Cena's retirement better than WWE did this weekend. Just because of, obviously, Adam Copeland's kind of homage to him. I thought Mark Briscoe really stood out for me, I have to say. Out of all the matches, I just thought he was brilliant in the tables and tax match. As much as I'm a John Moxley fan, I wanted Darby Allin to win at the coffin match. I thought he was really good. And as well, I'm really happy Chris Statlander won the championship. That woman has torn her ACL 2 times. She has worked so much, and she really deserves this, and I'm really excited to see what they do with her. So yeah, that's kind of it.
Nope. Yeah, just give me 1 second here. I'm just going. Anto's in the chat as well. Big up, Anto. Hope you're good. Good evening to you. And Chris is in. Chris, what's wrong? Chris, I have to call her out and give you a hug. You're panicking here over AEW. What's going on here? You're going in hard here. What's wrong with you? Do I need to send someone around there and make sure you're okay? Tony Khan is a loser. Triple H is a winner. The King of Kings.
A lot of people would disagree with him about Triple H. I don't.
Right. We're going to get into Wrestlepalooza.
Oh dear.
Here we go.
Emma,
no, I like
Emma's going to take us off on this one because obviously she has very strong feelings about this PLE.
Okay, I'm not a hater, right? I didn't hate it. It's just, right, the opening package came in, and I thought, wow, this is going to be insane. Like, obviously, I wasn't looking forward to Brock Lesnar and John Cena, but I was excited to see what the match was going to be like. And honestly, disappointment. The whole match was a disappointment. For John Cena's retirement tour, to even put on a match like this, even when his music hit and he had like the kids coming out, I thought it was so cute. It honestly brought a tear to my eye. So I was like, okay, this feels like this is his retirement. This match is going to be good. And by the end of the match, I was like, no, no. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. This is really off topic, but I'm going to talk about it. The Usos ring gear just didn't suit them. Sorry, that's really off topic, but I just had to put it out there. It just didn't suit them, I didn't think. The match was good, I have to say. I did like that match. I don't really have any notes about it. It was it was good after watching Brock and John. It was good to have that match, I think, because it wasn't boring, so to speak. Like, they did put on a good show, but what really amplified it was Braun Breaker. The more that I watched that match, I just thought he needs to be on his own. Like, his charisma, his skill, his athleticism, like, that just kind of sold me that he needs to be on his own. He needs to be away from the vision. He is a powerhouse, and I genuinely think he is the future of WWE. As much as, like, you want to hate his character or anything, but he's just insane. I'm very happy for Stephanie Vicaire. I was rooting for her, and as well, Io has so much respect for the people she's going against and stuff, and I love to see that as well. And I have to say, the women's matches really saved Wrestlepalooza here, guys. Really did. CM Punk and AJ. Oh, I've been dying to talk about this one. Sorry, but CM. I think Seth and Becky's entrance insane. Like, I was like, wow. Like, I felt like that's a power couple. That is a power couple. Now, they did look like the fellas from Toy Story, but it was still really cool. I hope he's know what I'm on about. You know them.
Yeah.
Or the Goobly Goopers from SpongeBob as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And again, the match was great. To see Seth just going at AJ Lee, like, at, you know, people I saw online, people were giving out that by the end of the match it kind of turned into like this tornado match almost. But I enjoyed it. I thought, like, you know, it was a bit comedic, but AJ Lee really shined. And another thing, I had made TikToks about it, and I woke up and I checked my comments, and of course there was people being like, AJ Lee botched it. She botched it so many times. Like, lads, don't get me started. The woman has come back after 10 years. Don't be criticizing her after one match, right? Because single-handedly, that was one of the matches that saved Wrestlepalooza. She performed amazing. Their chemistry was insane. The two couples were so funny as well. They all performed really, really well. So yeah, I'm not going to ramble on about that match because I'd be here for an hour. Cody and Drew, again, I just thought it was boring. I don't know. It didn't draw me in. Now, maybe it was because I was in a bad mood after the whole Brock and John thing or whatever. Maybe I was just being too negative. But again, I just thought there could have been so much more done with this. Like, I don't know if this was true or not, but I saw that Cody and Drew had pitched that Randy would come in and cost Cody the championship. And once I saw that, if that was done, that would be amazing, I think. I just think it was so obvious Cody was going to win. And again, you know, Cody's great. He's a great champion. But there needed to be that bit of a shake-up. There needed to be something more. And Stephanie McMahon is going into the Hall of Fame. I'm very happy. Very, very happy. So, yeah. And I thought it was nice that Undertaker came out. I was a bit confused. Because, like, I remember, like, sitting on the couch and I was, like, half asleep. And my brother was like, the Undertaker. And I was like, no, it's not. Like, go away. Like, you're only messing. And he's like, no, Emma. Like, look on the screen. What are you doing here? What is the Undertaker doing here? But, you know, I'm very happy for Stephanie. It's more than deserved at this rate. The amount she's done for wrestling and as well the women in wrestling. So, yeah, that's my take on Wrestlepalooza, guys. I'll shut up now.
Very good. Anyone else? Anything to add? Anything different? Any difference of opinions? Bren, start with you.
Yeah, I actually thought the Cody and Drew match was very good. I really enjoyed it. To me, this match could have went either way. Cody's a good champ, and I don't necessarily think it needs that much of a shake-up, to be honest with you. The Lesnar and Cena, I'm in line with everybody else. I think when Cena comes off of SummerSlam, when he comes off of Logan and and Cody looking so strong, kicking out of 25 finishers, and then Lesnar gives him a hide. And I think that's a bit redundant and it's a bit ridiculous. And I think we'll look back on this as a bit of a dark mark on the retirement tour that, in my opinion, was just picking up. It was just picking up, and then Lesnar comes along, and it just wasn't necessary. Didn't like it. Should never have happened. And I'm hoping that AJ Styles and John Cena, which has been made official, will fix that. Other than that, I thought the Usos, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker was deadly. Did you all see the picture of going through the table and the yeet?
Yeah, but Bren, the one issue I had with that was that feckin' yeet thing lasted for like 20 minutes. I felt it was like a yeet concert.
And you should be so lucky. You should be
Oh,
so
no,
lucky.
no. Jesus, no.
That's what I'll say about that.
Jesus.
And look, best match on the card was Stephanie Vicor versus Io Sky. And what a moment when that match ended. Can I just add that? What a moment when that match ended, when they hugged and they bowed to each other. Phenomenal. And of course, AJ Lee. Anybody, Emma, that said that she was botching, they haven't got a clue what they're talking about. She hasn't been in the ring in 10 years. She absolutely smashed that. And in fact, second best match on the card. And that's all I have to say about that.
Cool. Dave?
Yeah, I'll start off this with a hot take, but who announces a Hall of Fame inductee in September?
If you're Triple H and it's Stephanie McMahon and you have Undertaker,
it's September.
then you do whatever you want.
Why not though?
Whoa! You know why they announce it, don't you? Because the pre-sale for the WrestleMania tickets went on sale today.
Okay, so your big draw is Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't think so? No.
No, I don't. I know, like I said, it's a controversial take. It's a hot take, but I think announcing somebody for the Hall of Fame when the tickets are just going on sale and it's September in 2025. Give it a minute. We're not even past Survivor Series yet. We've still got Crown Jewel to go.
They're selling out Vegas, baby. That's what they want to do. 34 grand a ticket. It's all good.
34 grand for second row. First row is 30.
Oh yes, 70 grand for the highest price ticket.
First row is for the rich people.
We can all split it, lads. It's fine.
And get one seat.
That's
going to be a very uncomfortable seat.
We got a match each. When a match finishes, you go out and let the next person in.
Yeah.
Niall will be going front row with all his YouTube revenue, you know. No, I'm joking.
All those 5 views, yeah.
Brock Lesnar against Cena. It kind of look. I was so invested in this, and it ruined the pay-per-view for me. If I'm honest, it just put me in a bit of a bad mood until. I'll agree with everyone here. Stephanie Vicor, I was messaging Keith during this, absolutely took me breath away that match. And it was just because Io Sky is so good and so professional. She just gelled so well with Stephanie Vicor. And the whole match, I have not a single bad thing to say about it. I loved it. I could watch it again and again and again. Look, Cody versus Drew was disappointing for me. Maybe I went a little bit too in-depth with it, but I was like, well, Drew's never winning because they have to have Seth v Cody for Crown Jewel. Like, you can't have Drew versus Seth for Crown Jewel. It has to be your old school heel versus face for the Crown Jewel Championship. So he's never going to win anyway. So I went into that going, why does my brain have to work like this? Going way too much into it. But by the way, somebody check on Chris Sendegardi or something out there. Do a welfare check.
Yeah.
Can I Acers, what's the
hang on. He's after winning me back. The model Rick Martel for WWE Hall of Fame next year. I'm back, baby. Me and Chris, best buds. Chris got back. Hot tag.
Well, what's the crack with the Stephanie McMahon hate going into the Hall of Fame? Acers just put it in there now. Stephanie McMahon going into the Hall of Fame is garbage. Not from you, Dave. No. Sorry, but that's bullshit. Stephanie McMahon, not you, Dave. Acers. Stephanie McMahon deserves the Hall of Fame. Her work was stellar. So, she has every right. She's a McMahon. She should be headlining.
First of all, can we clarify something? No one mentioned she was headlining it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I know that.
There was no mention of her headlining the Hall of Fame.
I jumped the gun.
She won't. I'm just saying.
Jumped the gun there.
Well, I hope she will headline it.
100%.
You think she should?
I think she should for everything.
And then Shane next year.
Oh God,
all in.
No, that is next year.
God.
Shane the year after.
Yes, Shane the year after, 100%.
How bad would it be inducting Shane into the Saudi wing of the Hall of Fame for WrestleMania?
Legendary. Let's do it.
Talking about putting the last kick in the backside to Shane McMahon. We'll do you over in Saudi, Shane, yeah?
Man's really gone coast to coast.
Hey.
He deserves better.
I just want to say, me and Keith had an interesting debate over the weekend of Stephanie going in. Keith disagreed with Stephanie going in, but he felt that, now Keith, you can correct me on this if I'm not remembering fully, but he said that it should be only in-ring talent and wrestlers that should go into the Hall of Fame and not really people like Stephanie or Shane or Vince or people like that in
or
the
Bobby
kind
Heenan.
Or like in the upper
or Paul Heyman.
No, Stephanie deserves to go in. She does deserve to go in. I just think Shane should have went in before her.
Why?
Why?
I think he's done a lot more in the business.
Which factually is wrong, but go ahead.
It is.
I think he's speaking about in-ring rather than behind the scenes.
Still factually is wrong, but go ahead.
Stephanie has a much larger...
Stephanie McMahon has a massive body of work in WWE, lads. Where are we going here? Yeah. Shane McMahon was the parachute boy who couldn't even jump through the sugar glass. Let's get real here, right? Let's be careful here now, right?
Well,
and, then he comes in once a year to do a little stunt off a scaffold or whatever it is with the Miz. Let's relax here. Stephanie McMahon is absolutely gold here. Absolutely should be going in. Not only for that, remember about the work she did outside of that, when she went at a board level and all, and when WWE was starting to crumble at the foundations with all the stuff with the dad and stuff like that and all, and she stepped in and became the CEO for a period as well, under very tough circumstances and all that, plus all the other work she does, and she's come back now better than ever. The podcasts and the shows she's doing are fantastic, and she fully deserves to be going into the Hall of Fame. And I'll say another
100%.
thing, and if she does headline it, I don't have a problem with it at all.
Yeah.
She's
known for her body of work. Shane McMahon's known for tearing his quad at WrestleMania 39.
Well, I won't take that either. I won't take that either because Shane McMahon is... No, I won't. Shane McMahon, he may not have as big body of work, but he's done good stuff as well. And Shane McMahon was a referee in the late 90s, so I'm not taking that about Shane either. Shane has made a couple of mistakes, but he was also ballsy enough to step away from his dad. Remember, it was Shane's idea to buy UFC. Shane wanted to turn ECW into something bigger. So I won't hear a bad word about Shane either.
How did that work out?
Well, fair enough, but like, you can't turn around and say, oh, he comes in and tears his squad. He doesn't do that. Shane has put on some good matches as well. Look what he did against
coast
to coast. Look, he stunt with Blackman, just incredible, mad.
It's nice to have the Miz to fall back on, you know.
Fabulous, tremendous.
Oh, Miz, catch me! Oh, you know.
Oh Lord.
Clip that.
We'll talk about Shane when Shane gets announced. We'll have that conversation then. But I won't hear a bad word about him. Shane versus Angle.
Sean, give us a few pointers here. And someone better talk about Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed's ring gear. I want to mention, I bark on here every week about tag teams dressing the same ring gear, entrances, the whole lot. They looked amazing. It nearly threw me back to the Road Warriors. It was awesome. Go ahead, Sean.
I actually said that to Dave, by the way, Niall.
Well, start saying it to us.
Oh,
my comment to Keith was Rhea Ripley wants her jackets back.
Dave, that's blasphemy. Lord. That's blasphemy, Dave.
Jesus.
Did you say the same for JD McDonough?
This is getting out of hand.
I don't think JD McDonough is taking a size Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed.
His head, mate.
You don't put your head in your jacket.
Leave it out.
I'm hearing Bray, like, leave him alone.
Big square head. I love the lad.
JD looks like he's took too many brain busters. Anyway, Wrestlepalooza. Mixed feelings. You know, obviously I agree with the fact that Stephanie and Io absolutely saved the pay-per-view. I think Stephanie doing the spiral tap is absolutely beautiful. I think it's the perfect move for her. She pulls it off really well. I don't know if anyone's seen the comment today about AJ Styles saying what she does is not a spiral tap, but it's still good. I completely disagree, I know, with the phenomenal AJ Styles, but that's a conversation for another day. Obviously, not mad about Stephanie being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Drew and Cody, I thought, was a massive letdown. I thought Drew should have won hands down. Obviously, I
That comment
Shane
got
getting
me
inducted.
And Sean, where are
Oh
you, man?
Jesus!
I think we're
Right
all.
there.
I think we're all assuming that Vince actually invites Shane over for Christmas dinner. I'm not sure whether that happens either.
Brendan, hope you
Yes,
got that.
and I did.
Here we go with the boy bands again. Every week, this is just a boy band podcast. Let's be
Mark,
honest.
he bought all the Westlife stamps. All
Can't
of
even
them.
get one.
It was on RTE that there's a shortage now.
Yeah, he's making wallpaper out of them.
You're damn right. I am.
Has the
Keep on-
poster
keep
on the
going.
ceiling, he stares at it every night.
Keep on going,
So
Sean.
he does.
Keep on going.
Yeah, so obviously I think Drew should have won, hands down. I said in the group chat, and I still stand by the statement that the title should be taken off Cody. I think the one reign was enough for a while anyway. Please put the title on Drew. CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth and Becky, I thought was an absolutely brilliant match. As Emma said, Seth and Becky are an absolute power couple. I've said it time and time again. I think them teaming up lately has been absolutely amazing, and I hope to keep it up for a bit longer. And then obviously Brock and Cena, massive letdown. It built up to be so big, and yet was so little. Overall, I'll give this pay-per-view maybe 6 out of 10 if we're lucky.
When we say
5.5.
that there seems to be a narrative here that Brock Lesnar and John Cena built up to be so much. Was it not last week on this show we were all saying that this match had no build up?
Yeah.
So why did we expect so much out of it?
I
I
think
think
we've seen the same thing with Lesnar and
History.
his opponents for 20 years. The same thing about 7 F5s and it's over.
Yeah, but you
We've
could
seen
argue that about
Roman and-
John Cena as well. That you've seen everything
true,
from John Cena
true.
for the last 20
Very
years
true.
as well. So I had a very different narrative on this. My narrative on this, I had two issues on it. One was I was delighted for all those Dublin fans at the SmackDown show who didn't get John Cena wrestling, and our new massive Brock Lesnar fans now for beating the living crap out. So that was absolutely amazing. And the other thing I was very concerned about was after taking so many F5s, I lost count at this stage, and then just gets up and walks out of the ring and walks back with no help, no stretcher, no nothing. What was that about?
Yeah, that was terrible.
Where was your hero, Mr. Psychology and all that?
I agree. He should have
Hi,
been
Brian.
by on a
Hi,
stretcher
Brian.
to the F5s.
This
Hi,
whole
Brian.
it was a clusterfuck, Niall. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse. It was a cluster darn.
That's
is what
okay.
I'll
It's
call
over
it.
8 inches.
Watch language.
It's an AEW podcast.
It's not. No, look, it should never have happened. It was a waste of time. And you're right. We did talk about the fact that there was no real build towards it, but there was a lot of emphasis on the match. At one stage, it was supposed to be the main event, and then it got pushed to the first match because Lesnar wanted to go home early. And rumor has it there was different endings to the match. I just don't think Heidenreich wasn't in the event. I don't think John Cena should have got as much of a hiding off Lesnar, particularly as the tour, as the retirement tour was picking up. That's all. I understand what you're saying, but no, I think the match should have been more competitive because not so long ago, Lesnar had a competitive match with Cody, who had a very competitive match with who had a very competitive match with John Cena at SummerSlam. So it's Steiner match here. It's not adding up. That's my beef with it anyway.
So does anyone have any theory on this as to why that morning John Cena was supposed to be winning and that evening Brock Lesnar won and absolutely annihilated him?
Triple H didn't have his coffee.
Well,
He had a Vince moment.
Well, is there any rumors out there? Because I haven't seen anything.
I haven't heard anything.
I've not heard a thing.
And the other thing I would say as well is I know the opening match is supposed to set the scene for the pay-per-view and stuff like that, but I'm really like I can't let the opening match destroy the rest of it that I really liked. Everyone's talking about Stephanie and Io saving it. But Bronson Reed and Braun Baker versus the Usos, I thought was really, really good. CM Punk and AJ Lee, I thought was really good. And I enjoyed Cody and Drew. Only the problem I think what we have is we go into these PLEs now, and because they come around so quick, they nearly feel like a weekly episode. And we go in with the narrative of who we want to win. So I think when we all spoke late last week before the pay-per-view, we all wanted Drew to win. And I think it's that they're stalling all the time on Drew getting back the belt and all that kind of stuff and all. But I don't think Drew not winning devalues the match in any way and what the match actually stood for. Just because we didn't get the right result or the ending that we wanted doesn't make it necessarily a bad match. So I know there's a lot of narrative going around, and we were going to talk about it later with ESP grading it as a C. I think there's a lot of tension there between ESPN and between WWE, because ESPN on their business side, in terms of delivering the PLE to its consumers and stuff like that, made a massive boo-boo to the point of about 20 million subscribers or something like that. And then obviously they were obviously getting heat off WWE. So then the simple thing to do then at the back end is go, is this all you gave us? Like, what was so bad about it? What were they expecting?
I don't know.
I mean, it's a fair viewpoint. Like, I when you speak of it like that, I suppose it's down to perception, isn't it? Like, you can't let as you said, you can't let the opening contest ruin the rest of the pay-per-view. Listen to you, yeah. There is probably a lot more good. We're focusing on the bad, so yeah, it's a very good point. Now,
it's because there's so much stock in Brock Lesnar and John Cena as wrestlers. That's all there is to it. But I agree with you, Niall. It should not affect the rest of the card. And like I said at the start, overall, this was really good. It was.
But the thing where I'm coming from is last week, not only us, but if you go online and you look at the narrative in terms of previewing the show, wherever you looked at your previews, not just our one, no one put any stock in this Lesnar Cena match in terms of, because there was no build-up. So there was no expectation. So the easy thing to do after the fact is, if you didn't like what you saw, you shit on it. You know what I mean? And then what happened was this is crap, and they sat on their hands and goes, fuck the rest of it. I'm not interested. And this is the problem. So everyone's now coming out going, oh, this Wrestlepalooza was absolutely dog shit and stuff like that. There was lots of really good stuff in this pay-per-view. And I say it time and time again, and every month I say it as well. You have to look and you have to go down through it and find the good stuff in it. I can't believe what's coming out about Stephanie McMahon in terms of the Hall of Fame. I thought it was a moment. And the way Undertaker did and all, and everyone knows I'm not the biggest Undertaker fan here at all. But I thought it was fucking cool. It was cool. And you could see Boyer, and we know that there's a spin on this and a lot of it's done. And like, we really truly believe that she's sitting there not knowing she's going into the Hall of Fame, stuff like that. But it was really cool, and it felt like a moment, and she got emotional, and I thought it was really, really good. And I watched the video package today as well with Triple H in the gorilla position, side by side with it as well. And it's a moment. It's 100% a moment. You know what I mean? I thought the women's match was as good a women's match as we've watched at any stage. I thought the two girls are absolutely amazing. I thought the two boys coming out in the tag gear against the Usos, I thought was really, really cool. You know what I mean? And like, there's a lot of this I didn't have a problem with. I mean, okay, Lesnar and Cena kind of set a kind of a dampener kind of way. You've got kids in the crowd bawling, crying at what happened and all. And then of course the Peacemaker just jumps up and walks out like nothing ever happened. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, it's weird the way the narrative was. Obviously, it didn't sit right with certain people and stuff like that. But I think if you go back and look at this, skip that opening package that Emma mentioned at the start of her analysis, that opening package was unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's probably as good an opening package as they've put together. So maybe because the opening package was so good and the first match then didn't kind of deliver what well. But even Paul Heyman coming out to announce Lesnar was kind of cool. Nice. That felt like a moment. Nice. So you got a massive opening package. You got Paul Heyman announcing Lesnar, which was really, really cool. You got a solid tag match after the first one. You got an unbelievable women's match for the belt. You got AJ Lee back with CM Punk with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, absolutely wrestling royalty, which really, really I thought delivered, and I wasn't expecting much out of this. And you got what you got out of Cody and Drew and stuff like that, and then Stephanie's announcement. I thought this was okay. I didn't have a problem with this at all.
I think people just find it so easy to hop online and nitpick at everything. Like, obviously, I wasn't, as I said, it wasn't my favorite event or anything. but I wasn't going online and like making TikToks being like, "Oh, lads, that was so
Mm.
bad." Like there was stuff out there, but then again, like not that I'm like online all the time or anything. I swear I'm not. But
Mm.
the minute you open Twitter, it's like, I'm done with WWE. That's it. I'm going to AEW. Even
It's a
like
cesspool.
I was posting TikToks and people were just like, I heard someone called Stephanie McCare like Stephanie Hogan and like, why did she win? Like, it's just insane how immediate people are, I think, at
It's
nitpicking.
rage bait.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stephanie
Rage
McCare.
bait.
Like the fact
Yeah.
that people are like, she doesn't deserve it. You obviously haven't watched WWE for that long if you don't think Stephanie McMahon deserves that. Let's be honest. If you don't like that moment that she had with The Undertaker and everything, then I don't know.
Especially
It
given
was
their history.
it was so cool, and I have little or no time for the Undertaker and the streak. Everyone knows this. Keith's one of the biggest Undertaker fans I know, and me and him talk about this all the time. And he knows my feelings on the Undertaker. That's fine. Wrestling fandom is all about opinion and stuff like that. But there's no way you couldn't call that a moment. And I think the grading that ESPN gave it, I think it was them just deflecting from the fact that they made the balls of delivering the PLE to their subscribers. To be honest, and that for me. Yeah,
Like, to
absolutely
me,
underwhelming.
I think the only thing they should have done was have the mixed tag at the main event, and not have Cody as the main event. Because
See, I disagree with that. It's the world title.
Yeah, but
Like-
the way I look at it is it's your hottest storyline at in the WWE. So I think it should be the main event. Like,
Doesn't matter. It's
no,
the world title. And again, this is opinion, but it's the world
no, I
title.
get that,
It
and
could have
I
been done last.
understand your opinion. I just think personally, I'm not a big fan of Cody right now. I just find him very boring as a champ. I would have liked Drew as a champ, but I can understand what Dave was saying earlier on. They want two massive heads to draw the crown jewel. Personally, for me, I enjoyed the opening package. I thought it was great. Look, Brock and Cena is what it is, you know. And I agree with Niall, and I even said it to Dave. I loved the outfit of Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. It was fucking amazing, absolutely amazing looking. And again, my favorite women's wrestler at the moment, Stephanie McCure, is so delighted she won it because I watched that match about 2 or 3 times. It was that good.
Keith,
And
I will actually, sorry to cut across you, I will actually put my hand up and say I was wrong 2 weeks ago. I said to you it was too early for Stephanie Vickers to win the title. It's on the podcast. It's there. I did say that, and I will say to you, and I'll admit it to you now, I was wrong, and my mind has indeed been changed.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. Like her, and I'm not the biggest Io Sky fan, but her as a wrestler and the way
One of the best.
She has the amazing chemistry, those two. And I would love to see like more matches with them before this year is up. They're just so amazing together. Yeah, the CM Punk and AJ Lee. I actually, do you know what? A lot of you didn't talk about. I love the actual build up to AJ Lee's hot tag, and how they actually tried to get her in the ring, and then it didn't succeed. I thought that was great, to be honest with you. And it was a fun match to watch as well. The main event for me, it was a bit flat. I just thought it was kind of like a SmackDown main event, really. The ending, because I was kind of hoping Randy would have come out and turned on, Cody, and that would have set up maybe a crown jewel match or something. But obviously, we're not going to get that now. But look, it is what it is. I think it was an okay pay-per-view, but I preferred Clash from last month.
I agree with Sean.
Breaker fuse with Lesnar propels him into the main event. Yeah, spot on, Kenny. Spot on. Spot on. Yeah, absolutely. This should be interesting. Drew potential Rumble winner. I don't know about that. There's a homeless looking guy who might have tabs on that.
How do you like Eddie Kingston and not Sami Zayn?
It's easy, don't worry.
It's not.
Because Bren, sometimes the fat lads have to win.
I heard
Simple as.
Okay, I'm out.
I'm a Dusty Rhodes guy. Sometimes the out of shape, chubby lads have to win, and that's it.
As you know, I'm a Dusty guy as well. Fair enough.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Let's get into Raw then. Yeah, let's talk about Raw. Emma, kick us off again. Raw.
Okay, guys, if you insist. But Cody Rhodes and Seth, I'm excited for this. I'm really excited. I feel like their dynamic's going to be really, really good. Like, Seth is amazing at heel. Cody's like the biggest baby face. It is going to be really good. I'm really excited for that. Penta and the War Raiders, New Day and Grayson Waller. I think Grayson Waller is really funny with the New Day. I just think their whole gimmick right now, like, it's better than El Grande Americano, the three of them. Let's be honest. Penta is insane. Like, the Mexican Destroyer, I was shocked, to be honest. And then did you see Grayson Waller's like head? It like lifted up and he just looked like shocked. Like, I thought like that was class. It was really good. Stephanie McCare, honestly, again, I think I was just really emotional. Brought a tear to my eye. Like, she deserves it so much. Like, she's worked so hard. She has worked really, really hard. Bailey is. I like with Bailey. I hope to see a lot more with her. I'd love to see like a good storyline with Bailey, especially with her new kind of personality right now. Rusev and JD, I actually forgot about that, to be honest. Like, I was watching Raw and then it was Rusev and JD. Sorry, I'm reading what Chris said right now. But yeah, Rusev and JD was a good match. It was a good match. Jay Stone, LA Knight, again, good match. I think something's gonna happen with Jey Uso. I feel like there's a bit of a turn coming. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. It would be interesting to see. Rhea Ripley and Asuka. I was shocked at Asuka and Kairi Sane. Like, obviously Io, they completely attacked Io. She had the poison mist. Rhea and Io are now here, and then we have Kairi and Asuka. And I hope there's something there. I hope there's a little story there. I think a match between those four would be insane. So yeah, I honestly, I really enjoyed Raw. I feel like Raw never misses sometimes every week. I feel like Raw is always quite entertaining, especially with what they have going on now. But yeah, the main thing is Cody and Seth, I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, and Bailey.
Yeah, I don't know what the rest of you found. I found with this Raw, it was structured really, really well, that every match had purpose. Every match had nearly a background story. It was quite full in the way you went in to watch each match, even the promos and stuff like that. You spoke about Grayson Waller there. I just laugh at Grayson Waller because he looks like a guy who just arrives who won a Booty House competition to come out with the boys or something like that. But I'm a big fan of Grayson Waller. I like him, you know. And I thought Penta for me, just week in, week out, is just phenomenal. The way he does his stuff is just electric, and he's so crisp and so good at everything that he does. Like, even like you look at that move on Grayson Waller and stuff like that, and you think, yeah, there's an early bat, but no, very, very cool and crisp. Bren, what do you like about Raw?
Yeah, I liked the opening promo. I thought it went a bit too long. I put this thing on TikTok about the history of Cody and Seth. And somebody pointed something out to me. They said, yeah, but it's for a belt that can only be defended in Saudi. And that confused me. I was like, what are you talking about? But he's spot on. So the stakes for the overall match is kind of crap. What I'm more interested in the fact that Cody against Seth is 22-0. That includes non-title matches. That includes non-televised matches and televised matches. I think Seth Rollins has to get the win here, obviously. I think that's the way forward, but this whole doing it for the ring thing is not doing it for me. Not a big War Raiders fan, but what they did with the New Day and Waller and Penta as well, just fantastic stuff. And yeah, look, overall, I thought JD McDonough was phenomenal. The end of Rhea and Asuka, deadly as well. I won't take up too much time talking about it because I know we're kind of like, we've lots more to talk about. But I agree with you, Niall. Solid show all round. Really liked it.
Yeah, I just felt it was one of the better Raws nearly of the year, to be honest. I thought there was a lot of structure, and they were obviously under a lot of pressure as well, coming off the heat of Wrestlepalooza that they were receiving and stuff.
We also saw Mysterio as well when he was during Rusev and JD's match. We kind of saw he was a bit hesitant there.
Can I ask about that? What are they doing with that Judgment Day thing? It's kind of been on and off, and it seems like they're trying to get rid of them again. I don't know what they're doing.
Let Finn Balor leave. That's what they need to do.
Balor needs to go back to the Demon. That needs to happen. They need to pull the trigger on that. And another TikTok I put up was Balor and AJ, because they both seem a bit lost. Yeah. No, Bullet Club. And
Bullet
then at Mania, bring back a WWE version of the club and have them vicious. AJ Styles gets rid of the soccer mom haircut, cuts it short again like he did in New Japan, and him and Balor do that, and they take over. They run right in the WWE. Obviously, at one stage, some of them turns, and I'd say maybe SummerSlam match. That's my opinion on that. But Judgment Day, Keith, I feel needs to go. I think it's run its course more than enough.
Yeah.
And because Dom is strong enough to be on his own.
Yeah,
Bloody
well
love
overdue.
Dom.
Yeah.
The girls are smashing it. JD McDonough, stick him in a direction. He'll make it. He'll make it work. But yeah, no, that's sorry to cut over you. But that's what I think. I think kill the Judgment Day like yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Done.
I'd have a different opinion.
Shoot.
My opinion would be just put AJ Styles in the Judgment Day and book it properly and make it like the Bullet Club. Why rip up what you already have?
Because there's so many different variations of the Judgment Day at this stage. It's ridiculous. It's like
I
was a member of the Judgment Day at one stage. It's ridiculous.
We had so many different versions of the NWO as well, and we loved it.
And the Bullet Club, to be fair, there's been how many different Bullet Clubs? Yeah.
Bullet Club has changed
but
a
again,
million times.
the Bullet Club was a lot of balls after a while, and so was the NWO. It's dilute.
Yeah,
And
but
look,
it only
became
that. Yeah, but it only became that way when the main characters kind of moved off and they were left with what they were left with. But if you have AJ Styles in there and you have JD McDonough and you have Finn Balor, and then you have a sprinkle of the women in there as well, and you have a proper kind of Bullet Club kind of setup. Okay, you could call it the Judgment Day, but book it strong like the Bullet Club in that kind of way.
But
Why would you take 3 years of the Judgment Day and just roll it up in the ball and throw it in the bin?
But look at how badly people want Finn Balor on his own.
100%.
We saw at WrestleMania when he was hitting his moves, everyone thought he was winning. The crowd was insane. NXT, his homecoming,
Yeah,
Incredible.
that was amazing.
it was incredible. So
Can we all agree that we love the puppet, though? I mean, Puppet Balor, Puppet Demon.
For
We don't
€100,
love we don't love the price.
stuffed.
Well, no, the actual thing that he's actually carrying around with him on the planes and stuff.
Demonito.
Yeah, Demonito. Sorry to cut across you, Emma, but you just made me think of it. Absolutely love Demonito as a puppet. I love that little thing he's doing with AAA. But anyway,
AJ be better than Dom. Don't know about that.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think
Dom's killing it in AAA as well.
There's a
True.
shoe. There's a
bring
shoe.
Priest back in.
Priest
No,
is-
Dom,
yeah.
Dom is one of the best on the roster, full stop today. Probably the best bad guy in the entire wrestling business today, bar none.
It's a shoe. It's definitely a shoe.
There's hope.
Anyone else want to add to Raw?
yeah, I'll take 1 point if there's time.
It's always time.
The War Raiders of Penta. Now, I'm a big fan of the War Raiders. Obviously they were shafted by the previous administration, shall we say. But I love how athletic they are as big guys, and they remind me, Niall, of your generation of Typhoon and Earthquake. When you had those guys, big guys who could move, who would do all of this. And I think Keith made a good point on this a couple of weeks ago. The Raw tag team scene needs to be shaken up, and they need to bring new tag teams in and make it as good as the SmackDown tag team division has been. And if they put Penta with Ray Fenix and make them a tag team, it's imagine them against the New Day, for example, or War Raiders against New Day for the titles or whatever it is. I think that match really showed me the tag team talent that this show has that's not been put on show and not been given the right amount of exposure. And I think it needs to be beefed up a little bit. But overall, I thought Raw was really good.
Can I just say though, I'm hoping we get Stephanie and Tiffy for Crown Jewel because I would love to see that match.
You will. I think you will.
Sounds like that's what's going to happen, all right.
Yeah, because I don't want to see
Jade Cargill will clash with Nia and Tiff will come in and them two will go off each other. We'll get
but I don't want to see an interference. I want to see a good match like we saw.
No, not interference. Like Nia will probably go with Jade and they'll battle it out and Tiff will just be there in the background and swoop in for the pin at some point.
So when do you think Rusev's going to get this title at Crown Jewel then? The IC title.
I wonder are they going to go that route with it and then let Dom focus on AAA?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
chair.
And then you might get a certain amount of movement then out of the Judgment Day from that point of view, and then that maybe opens up the space to bring someone in like a Priest or an AJ Styles or whatever it is. Let's see.
Do you think Jay is going to turn on Jimmy? Because that's how it's sounding like to me, the way they're building it.
I think it might be the other way around.
That'd be a better kind of twist. But I think, look, even if one of them do turn on each other, let's give them the match they deserve, the match we know they can put on, and let them make up for that WrestleMania match a few years ago, because that match was pants. So if they want to go solo and one of them wants to turn on the other, let them go all out, no pun intended, and just have that phenomenal match that we know they're capable of. But yeah, there's definitely a turn on the way.
Yeah, I think so. Big Usos fan, though. Big Usos fan.
Phenomenal.
Right. Sean, I did this one especially for you. Bit of hardcore country, eh? You and Emma.
I'm so
Mickey
happy
James.
about this. So
Talk to
happy
me.
about this.
Talk to me.
I think we can all agree Mickey James's TNA run was phenomenal. And do you know, I don't actually go back to her earlier days of TNA. I go back to, 2021, 2022 when she was in TNA. Those days of her in TNA were phenomenal. I thought they were brilliant. I loved the whole country style she brought to it, from the fight on her farm with Deonna Purrazzo. I thought it was all brilliant. Her hardcore country matches, and her entrance music is, dare I say, iconic. I think it's brilliant. I actually do have it playing on my laptop a good bit. It's on my playlist. I enjoy it thoroughly every time it comes on. I have a little dance with the dog in the kitchen, because why not? But
do you put the cowboy boots and the shorts on and all and everything? Yeah.
Oh, you have to. Yeah. I put on me denim skirt and all.
This is Cavan's answer to Thursday night line dancing class, is it?
Cavan, Strictly. That's what it is. Strictly.
Do you have the guns and the housers now, and you're wearing the little cap like Woody out of Toy Story,
Yeah. Mom comes Mom's sitting in the sitting room. She can hear me in the kitchen. Yeehaw!
I can see. I'm constructing next week's thumbnail in my head as I'm speaking.
It's gonna be
podcast over. Good night. Thanks for having me.
I'm gonna get obviously Emma's thoughts on this as well, and everyone's. But my thoughts on this was, at a time where we do sometimes question the Hall of Fame and WWE, the TNA Hall of Fame carries quite the credibility, doesn't it? When you look at the inductees.
Yeah,
100%.
Emma, Mickey James.
I am delighted. I am so happy. It's more than deserved. She has done so much. I just think everything Sean said, like, she's incredible. Like,
awesome.
Yeah, I'm so happy. You know what? That's two brilliant women who are going into a Hall of Fame.
Awesome. Anyone else want to add on? Dave?
Just even sorry, go on.
Go on.
Even our WWE days, her debut. Just like she's a trailblazer. I know she uses that sometimes, and she is. And I was overjoyed when I seen that announcement, because she's one of the. And remember, it wasn't so long ago when she was let go from the WWE. Remember, they sent her home her stuff in a black bag. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So she's seen some really crappy points in wrestling, and she didn't deserve it then. She's been phenomenal, in my opinion, since her debut when she did. That was such a great debut against Trish Stratus, and all the way up to now. So this is incredible. Well deserved. I'm over the moon. Sorry, Dave. I didn't mean to cut over you.
No, I was just going to say I unfortunately didn't get to see any of her TNA run that Sean was talking about, but the way he spoke about it, and I may have to take a wander back and check some of that out, because it sounds like I missed quite a bit with that. But that was at a time when I wasn't really watching. That was just off the back of the Impact time, wasn't it, when they rebranded to TNA? So I wouldn't have seen any of that. Yeah, so I wouldn't have seen any of that. So cheers, Sean, for that. I'm gonna go back and have a look.
Go onto the TikTok machine. I put up a TikTok about we're going to the Hall of Fame, but that's not the point. The point is the song that I put to it, which is her theme song in TNA, which is the country song that he's talking about, and it's it's pretty cool actually. She's a good singer. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Sorry, no, far away.
I was at WrestleMania 22 when I met her at the Midday Madness. So herself and Bobby Lashley were at the end, and they were kind of really coming into the company at that stage. She was obviously doing the Trish Stratus storyline for WrestleMania 22. So there was 3 seats, and I got to sit down in the middle of them. So I had my arm around both of them. Bobby Lashley was on this side, Mickey James was on this side, and I said to Mickey James, "So what's the crack?" And she goes, "What do you mean, what's the crack?" So that's just an Irish thing. How are you getting on and stuff like that? And she says, "Oh, I'm fine, you know." And all. She was really, really lovely and stuff like that and all, you know. And then I think she kind of said to me, "Are you going to ask Bobby?" And I said, "Nah, Mickey James, what's the crack?" You know what I mean? And it was just so funny at the time. It was hilarious. And of course, Bobby Lashley, zero personality, you know, as you do. Anyone else? Anyone else thoughts?
I hope she goes into Hall of Fame in the WWE in about 2 years' time. That's what, because she deserves it as well.
And I think we're kind of forgetting actually that once you think about it, she is the first person to cross over TNA into WWE before this collaboration even started. Or I think we're forgetting that she brought the Impact title to the Royal Rumble when she was an entrant. So
Sean, is she retired now? Is she, or is she still going?
She's
still
wrestles.
She
still wrestles, but it's
she's
more
on
indie
LFG.
shows. Yeah, and she's on LFG too. But I think we're forgetting that. I guess you could kind of say she was the forefront of all this, of this collaboration and crossover nearly. You know, she was the first person to do it. And I think that's something to be extremely proud of.
Who will induct her into the TNA Hall of Fame?
I think Trish Stratus would be great.
For WWE?
Yeah, for WWE,
well,
it'd be great. For TNA, I think maybe
Nick Aldis, her husband.
No,
Nick Aldis, or I feel like Gail Kim.
Gail Kim.
100%.
Yeah, but absolutely fantastic. What a performer and all, and she's excellent and stuff like that. And as you said, Sean, the first one to excuse the pun, cross the line, as they say. Cross the line.
And you know what? She's actually great on the LFG as well. I thought she was a great trainer on that.
Yeah, she came up with some really good stuff, like kind of like she wasn't just there for the camera. It's not like she was launching her career again and stuff like that. She came across very genuine and stuff like that, you know. Wanted to talk about this bitter ill feck.
Here we go, lads. Let's dig in here.
Bret Hart says that there's not a single Triple H match that he would consider as great.
I love this list.
This is fantastic.
Where do I begin? Pick one. Bret, pick one. Pick one and I'll watch along with you and we can discuss it and break it down if you want.
Bitter bitch.
Can we swear on here, Niall?
You can do anything you want, Dave. This is your show.
Bitter fuck. I honestly think like he's doing this because he's nothing else in life but to be miserable. Like, what the fuck is the point?
Was this the reaction to him? Was this the reaction to him not getting his seat at SummerSlam? I'm just
probably, yeah.
You know, I'm just wondering. And you know, this is why I love these Inside the Ropes tours, because these lads talk at these and they put this narrative out there. This guy was all over Triple H when he was coming back and he was getting this Hall of Fame stuff and all this other stuff and being used and stuff like that.
Hypocrite, man.
So, when they were inducting the match, you know what I mean? And, you know, it's so weird. And like, I'm sure he's still taking a hefty check out of WWE as one of their legends and stuff and all. I just find it really, really weird. Like, I mean, if you want to have a go off someone, like sometimes we talk about this in AEW as well, the way they throw shade at WWE, and it's kind of like just a little bit silly, really, you know. I think this one was a bit overbearing. It was a bit kind of like, oh, I'm going to try to impress the people in the crowd here by saying things like this. Listen, I only picked out a selection there. That doesn't even begin to
keep himself relevant. That's the way I look at it. Or try to keep himself relevant because he's a moany fuck.
Kenny's in Triple H versus Austin. No Way Out 2001. Best 2 out of 3s is one of my favorite matches of all time. Yeah. Dude is the most bitter individual I've ever seen. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep,
he had a great match against Batista at Hell in a Cell as well.
SummerSlam 2002
incredible.
was just
the fully loaded last one standing match was great as well with Jericho.
Yeah.
Look at the panel. Look at the panel in uproar. Look at the panel in uproar. This I love this. Love it.
He's like the granddad out the bloody Simpsons. So he is.
Now, hang on. Let's stall the ball for a second here, just for a minute,
Oh,
right?
here we go. Here's Spike
No.
Dudley.
Off.
Go
Here we
ahead.
No. So actually, that's
the
the direction I was kind of gonna go. And look, I think his judgment is clouded by his experience, clearly, right? I think it's a mixture of that and a bit of a hot take. But he's also Bret the Hitman Hart, right? And I love Bret. I have been a fan of Bret since the Hart Foundation. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that he says. But I mean, is he not entitled to have his opinion as well? We're entitled to disagree with it.
No, he's
But
a
to be
bit
sitting here,
grown, Brand.
what do you mean
I'd
he's
like
a bit
him to get
old
hit.
grown?
He's
I
just
mean,
trying to do it to keep relevant because he can't do
He's,
anything else.
so Bret Hitman Hart is ditching Triple H to keep relevant. I disagree with that. I think I think if Bret Hart wanted to be relevant, there's other ways of doing it. He's
But
Bret Hitman Hart.
what about this talk? Oh, I wish he had been in the locker room with Vince at the screw job. In other words,
That was
insinuating,
weird.
no, I'd knock him out too. Himself and Michaels and Vince would jump on and beat the living crap out of him. Like, what's he talking about here?
I think the quote was if Steph was if Triple H was in that room, Steph wouldn't have got married. That was a weird
That's
statement.
a very strange statement. That,
and I think there's a degree of hot take as well. A hot take for the reaction. There's a bit of that, and maybe he got egged on a bit. I don't know. I would just like to give Bret the benefit of the doubt a little bit, because a lot of people jump on the bandwagon and they call him a bitter old pox bottle. I don't know. He's just somebody with an opinion, right? And again, I'm not trying to be different here.
Brent, 9 times out of 10, it's always negative. It's not positive.
Yeah.
There's very little positivity comes out of it. All he talks about is, well, back in my day and all this kind of thing and all. You know, man. Well, we can't go back to your day. You were a brilliant wrestler. You were a technician. You were unbelievable. You were a Hall of Famer. Why don't you start acting like it in terms of the company that pays you your legends check and stuff like that? No, nearly every second set of figures has his figure in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The side is full of his shirts. You know what I mean? We sell tons of Bret Hart stuff in our shop. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with Bret Hart, the wrestler, the performer. I've had Bret in the shop twice. I think Bret's the coolest guy ever to speak to and stuff like that and all. It was a rare moment for me. Talk to Ian Kelly about when he met him in the shop and what a moment it was. But you can't be coming out with stuff like this. I mean, I didn't even try to put this list together. This was simple. You know what I mean? Like this was easy. You know what I mean? And that only touches the tip of the iceberg. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying. Canada.
Absolutely.
Stupidity. I feel like there's not much money left off his contract after he pays all the carers, because he needs someone to take care of him at this point.
That's bloody harsh, Sean.
As I agree with Niall. I have absolutely no problem with Bret as a wrestler. But when he opens his mouth and says stuff like this, I just wish he'd shut up because he's embarrassing himself.
Sean's gone full pipe bomb tonight. Full pipe bomb. I like that, Sean.
Maybe he misses smoking.
Change your shirt every once in a while. Sit down and shut up, you bitter old man.
Oh my lord! I can't compete with that. That's
we need to see Braun Breaker give him a spear. That's what we need to see. That'd be good.
No, we don't have someone die in the ring here, lad. Like maybe he just never got over Smokey's death. I don't know.
That's like saying I want to see somebody get a hide.
Well, you know what happened the last time? Now he took a spear in the ring. I was sitting in the G1 Climax in Madison Square Garden getting messages off WWE fans saying, "We think there's been a terrorist attack at the Hall of Fame."
Oh yeah.
So like we don't want him getting speared again, and certainly not from Braun Breaker. But listen, we'll park it there, and hopefully he'll get a bit. And I thought we were getting a bit more positive with Bret Hart and stuff like that. But it seems on these tours they bring out the worst.
He actually hates Triple H. Like deep down, actually hates him.
You could tell.
Triple H is the one welcoming them back in, getting them back in, signing the contracts, all that kind of stuff and all. We already touched on the family-friendly pricing and all that kind of stuff. We don't need to touch on that.
Gobshites.
Does anyone else want?
Sorry. Just kind of slipped out.
I did like the idea. I was listening to Bubba Ray Dudley on Busted Open Radio and see the idea he had. He said that Tony Khan should run a big event instead of WrestleMania in Saudi. And what he should do is make it a charity event that everything goes to a charity. That'd be really cool.
I'd
That'd
like
be really cool.
Who's the
I'd be
charity
in.
himself?
Bren's going to disagree heavily because anything
Well,
that
no,
comes out of Ray Dudley's
because-
mouth is going to be set him on fire.
Well, here's where he's wrong. Because last week I said that what should happen is he should go to New Orleans, the original WrestleMania. And then I didn't say the charity bit, fair enough, Bubba Ray. But I did say New Orleans. And he should do that. Do it. Get everybody else in. And that's the way to do it. So
He
Bubba
was
Ray,
saying he was
obviously,
talking as part of a huge WrestleCon festival and all, so it'd be really, really cool.
well, he's obviously watching the show, Niall, as Bubba Ray. So we can piss off.
Claim both, yeah.
Sorry.
So you mean you were both thinking the same? Just saying.
You downstairs.
Just saying. Does anyone else want to expand any further on ESPN grading the show as a C, or have we covered it?
No, I think we've covered it. I mean, I think we've said all we need to say on that, but that's my opinion.
That's okay. That's okay. Right. Let's talk CM Punk. Oh, God, Bret Hart. I didn't even realize this. There we go. CM Punk has given us his 6 wrestlers: Bret Hart, Roddy Piper, Terry Funk, Eddie Guerrero, Harley Race, and Dusty Rhodes. Bren.
Wanker. No.
Are you winding me up?
Boy,
I'm joking. I'm
Right,
joking.
so look, there's like that. Everybody's list is going to be different, and there's no wrong or right when it comes to these lists. I'm a massive Piper fan. Piper would make my list all day long. Massive Dusty fan. Dusty would make my list all day long. As with Bret Hart, we're kind of on the same page here, me and Punk. So yeah, look, I think he's right. I think he called it the Grandfathers or something like that, didn't he? It was called the Grandfathers or something because it went on about it. But yeah, look, that's a solid list. I'd probably put Ric Flair on that list as well. Do you know what I mean?
Dave, we'll go in rotation. Dave, how do you feel about this list in comparison to CM Punk? And is there elements in the list from each of these wrestlers that you see in CM Punk?
yeah, I mean, I've watched the documentary and I've listened to all of his podcasts and stuff and what he said. And I think CM Punk has based this list on who's influenced him in his career. So I think it's from his point of view, he's wrestled. He did say in his documentary that he thought he was really good in the ring. He thought he was hot shit until he wrestled Eddie Guerrero. And then he realized how bad he was. So, I mean, there's the impact there. Roddy Piper impacted him from a mouthpiece point of view. Dusty Rhodes, an OVW along with Paul Heyman impacted him there. You know, I think it's solid. I don't think there's anything wrong with that list at all.
CM Punk is the modern day Roddy Piper.
I
lot
think
of
he has
people make
been
that
for
comparison.
a few years. Yeah, I think he has since not even before the pipe bomb when he was given a chance to cut a promo. I think he had that heat in his voice and it just the effort that he puts into. I spoke about this last night with a couple of friends when he done the Straight Edge Society, and when he turned around and said he stayed up all night studying the evangelical preachers on television to find out how they drew the people in, and then he went ahead and put that into his promos in the ring. I was like, you know, it's just each person on that list has impacted him, and that's how I would put my list in, is the people who have been an inspiration to me in life. You know, Shawn Michaels is my all-time favorite because when I was a kid, first person I watched in the ring, Shawn Michaels. I've loved him ever since. I was lucky to meet him in Glasgow, you know, and that was it. You know, I could have died there and then. And yeah, he does have his bad points. You know, he should never have come back, you know, into the ring for Saudi. But, you know, Shawn Michaels, his matches got me through some rough times. And that's the same with like Mick Foley, I would put on my list as well. Because his stuff, you know, and I got to speak to him 2 or 3 times in my life. And again, just the people who have impacted me in my life in wrestling, I would put in a similar list to Punk's.
Deadly.
Sean O?
Yeah, I actually agree with this list. I think 100%. If I was to put someone at the top of the list, I got to go with Eddie Guerrero. I think he's phenomenal. He was phenomenal. One of the all-time greats, if not one of the greatest or the greatest of all time. I've spoke about it on the podcast before. I am not the biggest CM Punk fan. I'm gonna say it like it is. I think it's overhype. Ring ability, it's all right, but it's not spectacular. His promos, I will admit, are good, but for me personally, there's nothing that draws me in. I feel like if controversial take, this might be the most controversial thing ever to be said in this podcast, that if that pipe bomb didn't happen, he wouldn't be as big as he is.
All right,
But Nikki Bella is a good wrestler. And Nikki Bella has personality for days. Are you winding me up?
My time
Bella's
on
first day is a fish.
Sorry,
Go ahead, Emma.
Emma, sorry.
From the podcast. My time's over now.
Bye.
Yeah, because that's mad. On
Bye,
one hand, to
guys.
say Nikki Bella is one of the most talented people of our generation, which she is not. She's far from it. But I have to pull you up on that, Sean, because
No, I'm not saying he's terrible. I'm not saying, oh, he's shit, I hate him. I don't mind him. But
Yes,
just,
yes.
there's nothing that absolutely draws me in, you know?
He's not everyone's cup of berries, but I mean, Nikki Bella has the personality of a parsnip.
Phenomenal Dave.
And
Well,
you know what? I like parsnips. So
Whoa, hang on. We got to roll this back first of all. You just said Barry's, as in Barry's tea.
yeah,
No,
superior to PG tips.
no. This is Loins tea, not Barry's tea. Barry's tea is like truck or
Lions tea
urine.
belongs in the bin.
Truck or urine. It's real.
It might be
Barry's
all
for
you can
life.
get in Edinburgh, to be fair.
But if anyone from
No,
Barry's
no.
Tea is watching the podcast and would like to sponsor the show, we're all in on Barry's Tea.
It's not Barry's, it's ours.
Right, we have to take Sean out of this. Yeah, Sean, stop now, stop. We've had enough. It's the man who brought us AJ Lee. You're still not happy. Keith and Emma, is there anyone you would have expected on the list that isn't on the list?
No, like these.
I would.
Sorry, Keith, if I interrupted you there.
Right. Stone Cold, because I know he was a big Stone Cold fan.
Stone Cold.
Yeah, because I knew CM Punk loved Stone Cold growing up. Well, at the same time, we never got a match, but
So
to be honest,
he's a fan of lads who get upset and go home, yeah?
When he was going through his Slim Shady thing, he went through his the Slim Shady kind of haircut deal. He was a fan of Steve Austin. But I can kind of see why Steve Austin isn't on the list as a Stone Cold character.
Look, I wouldn't disagree with this. They're all Hall of Famers. They're all great individuals. Do you know? For me personally, that wouldn't be my list. Even though I never watched Dusty in his heyday, I never watched Roddy Piper in his heyday. I watched Terry Funk and all that, and Bret Hart, and Eddie Guerrero, which I'm a big fan of, huge fan of, and he'd be in my list. For me, be Taker is number one because I like Dave. I grew up watching him when I was a kid, back in his peak. I personally would have who else would I have? Stone Cold in there just because I love
Taker in his peak. You must have been in nappies, were you?
No, I was actually 6 when I watched them.
That was a barn burner with Jimmy Fly Snuka. That was. I have to say, I really enjoyed that match. He was great against
Shawn Michaels, Sid, Owen Hart, Brock Lesnar.
Owen Hart to be in mine, yeah, as well. Owen Hart is very good.
Owen Hart's a great show.
Emma,
as well.
I have to agree with what Dave said. It's kind of the impact that the wrestlers had, as he said. Like I'm a huge CM Punk fan. He would be my number one male wrestler. Like I have a Pepsi tattoo for him and everything. And like it's just the impact that they have. Like if you watch his documentary, he talks about Roddy Piper. He talks about, Bret Hart. Like he's always been this huge fan of Bret Hart. And I think why he doesn't have Stone Cold is because CM Punk is straight edge. He talks about why he's straight edge.
Great show.
He talks about his family and stuff, and like as well as the impact. Like I think my number one female wrestler would be Lyra Valkyria, just because of the impact she's had with me. If you get, because obviously, like she's kind of helped me to my journey right now. Like I talk to her sometimes, and which is really nice. It's just because the impact.
She's a lovely person. I ran into her. Literally, sorry to cut across you. I ran into her. Me and my wife did in Edinburgh a couple of months ago, and like Emma, I talked to. Sorry, go on.
Emma, can I just ask there? you're the out of all of us here, you're the one you're doing the training to be a pro wrestler. So I think like apart from Lyra, who else inspires you? Who's going to inspire your style? Who's going to inspire you overall as you go into training?
As I'm going into training, I love Raquel Rodriguez. I love how much of a powerhouse she is. I love Lyra. Mic skills. I love CM Punk's mic skills and AJ Lee as well. And also Lita. I have to mention Lita. She is one of my all-time favorites as well.
Yeah.
But
it's a nice blend. That's a nice blend, I have to say.
Thanks,
Do you know the one thing that struck me about this list and CM Punk is the influence of the list. Everyone on that list is exceptionally serious about their craft and about the business.
Yeah.
And CM Punk is that way as well. He's extremely serious about the business and the importance of it and how it should be portrayed and how it should be put across and all this kind of stuff and how people should carry themselves in a certain way in the business and all. And that's what I kind of got from the list. Each and every one of those guys on those lists had a huge respect for the business and its core principles and stuff like that and all, you know. So that's what I really took from it, you know.
Deadly.
So we've about 10 minutes to go roughly. So we need to talk. Italy's getting a PLE. Oceania's drowning. South America's in the mud. Europe is thriving.
Jesus Christ.
Saudi Arabia, Asia, Europe is all flying at the moment. They're the new best pal of WWE.
If it's not Clash in the Coliseum, then because it has to be the history of the Coliseum. I'm going there in November to get the tour. Should be good crack. Clash in the Coliseum for me, it has to be. But yeah, why not? Give it to Italy. Well, give it to us first and then Italy. But
it makes sense. It makes sense because obviously they gone to France. It was uber successful. They've done. I mean, look, we all remember
Germany.
The Principality Stadium in Cardiff for Clash at the Castle.
Awesome.
Was unbelievable. You know, and they've done Wales, they've done Scotland, they've done England, they've done France. Now it's on to Germany, Bash in Berlin, and now it's on to Italy. You know, Spain will probably be next.
What?
Not unless they can fill Croker or the Aviva.
And they can't even do Croker because it's closed. It's an open roof and the weather's too unpredictable, and that is a massive factor.
I've said that to keep countless times. Like the same with Wembley. Wembley at the same time, it doesn't have a fully closed roof.
But yeah, look, let's bring it. Let's see how much the tickets are first. Hopefully they learned their lesson because
France only sorry to cut across you, Brian. France is only €120.
France is cheaper than
France was cheap.
That's when you entered into kind of the last week and there was plenty of tickets available. It didn't quite turn out that way. Originally it was more. You know, but they started panicking and they started selling tickets off and stuff like that and also. So if you're willing to wait, the problem is if you wait that long, then you're going to get hit on the flights and the hotels and stuff. So it's a kind of a catch-22 kind of thing, you know. But I think you're going to be looking at what, $350 maybe. You'll probably get a SmackDown or a Raw. If they're doing a PLE, they're gonna do both. So you might get one in Rome and one in Milan or something. When is
the Italy one?
They haven't said. They said 2026. They're getting a PLE, so you would assume it's going to be Clash. It's the most fluid one, so it would make sense. So interesting.
I think Europe as well comes across on TV as just phenomenal. But like Europe as a whole comes across on TV probably the best crowd that they have, hands down.
But you know why? Even from a business point of view, it's the easy sellout because they don't have to market it; it just sells out. And the other side of it as well is you rarely hear a European crowd bitching and moaning. They just don't give any backlash at all. Excuse the pun. Look at that SmackDown show in Dublin. That should have had a massive backlash, really, but there was nothing. Everyone was delighted.
I think just delighted to be there.
Yeah,
sorry, Emma.
Like people in Europe have grown up seeing this just in America, and now it's like people that are older, like people that are just getting into like WWE and all, they're seeing this and they want to go because it's like a once in a lifetime thing for some people as well in Europe, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Right, we shall see when it comes out, and we will track it as we always do and stuff like that. Next week, we will be bringing you an update on Crown Jewel. Obviously, AJ Styles and John Cena has been confirmed, and we'll know Stephanie's dance partner at that stage as well. This one here, I thought it'd be fitting to kind of end on prior to doing a little. I've only a small bit of history, and I have some crazy birthdays, to say the least. Becky Lynch, #1, Sports Illustrated. Female wrestler. Emma, you take this first. Is there anyone on this list you thought should have been higher up? And how did you feel about Becky getting #1?
Becky #1, you know what? I'm not too mad about. Take Sasha Banks out of #5. That's what I say. Put AJ Lee
I agree.
5. Why?
Sasha,
Yeah. Put
Take her
Natalia
out.
up here as well.
I would put Mickey James 5th.
Yeah. And who else?
Get the
Well,
Bella
Beth
twins out while you're at it. Bye, Sean.
Bella
Beth
Twins.
Phoenix is behind the Bella
I'm
twins.
sorry, though, but how was Michelle McCool fucking 25th? I'm
Which is-
sorry.
Hey,
Like,
how's AJ Lee?
No. Jesus.
I've been waiting for this Michelle McCool hey for weeks. Keep going.
Oh, God almighty. Like, you know, it's like watching Mae Young back in her prime. Fucking
Is
shit.
that this is Undertaker's wife here we're talking about? Are you upset because you got married to
Oh,
her? or
no, I
something?
love Taker. But she's fucking over everything. She's over the podcast that I love. And she's completely destroyed it. It's like, oh, it's terrible. She
Emma,
shouldn't be on anything. No.
Emma, I'm interested.
She is the mother of your favorite wrestler's children.
She looks like a plastic fish.
Hey,
Oh,
Not cool.
don't comment about how women look here.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
exactly,
Well,
Emma.
Do that.
Goes,
We're not.
like,
We're not
You
sitting
guys
here. We're not
are
Westlife.
She does.
You know what I mean?
guys are do what she's done.
Brand's Westlife.
Yeah, well, I'm Westlife to the core, but I don't look like Westlife.
Anyway, back to Emma.
Unfortunately.
Emma, on this list, what are you thinking?
Okay. Take Sasha Banks out of #5. I don't know why
Okay.
she's in #5. Put AJ Lee up higher. Natalia needs to go higher. Bella Twins need out of the list. As much as I'm a fan of them, they need to be out of the list. Mickey James needs to be higher.
Natalia should be higher.
Natalia should be top 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Beth Phoenix should be higher as well, in my
Who?
opinion. Beth Phoenix,
100% top
Yeah.
10.
100%.
I think Jacqueline should be higher. I think she's very underrated.
I'm happy
Agree.
to see her in on the list, I have to say.
Emma,
Who?
what's your take on Ronda Rousey being 11? It was going to be my hot take, but I'd love your opinion on it.
I'm not a fan of her. I don't think she
Hmm.
should be on the list.
No,
Take her off the
I
list.
agree.
Take her off the list completely. The fact
Yeah.
that they have so much talent at the bottom of the list is insane. Like the fact that they have Beth Phoenix, Natalia, Mickey James, and AJ Lee coming in from number 15 to 18 is insane.
Alundra Blayze should be higher as well, in my opinion. Bull
Yeah.
Nakano
That's
should
the
definitely be
list.
higher.
But see, because it's a list, there's only so many you can move up before you start moving people down.
Do you know who should be there? Ivory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a show.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Yeah.
a show, all right.
But are we all agreed that Becky
Victoria.
Lynch is worthy
Molly,
of the
Molly
movement?
Holly isn't on it either, is she?
Molly Holly
No,
should be
she should
100% on it.
And Victoria isn't on it.
Victoria.
Again, another person that should be on it.
Mm.
There's a very
Interesting.
modern take to that top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very biased.
Do you know what I mean?
Whoever
Like,
made it has a very short-term memory, basically.
Yeah.
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 I would put
It's
China ahead of Bailey purely for the fact that she's one of the biggest
No.
women to ever do everything, like
Yeah, I
IC
wouldn't do
titles.
that,
And all
though.
that.
Mm,
Bailey's better, objectively, in my opinion. Objectively.
That's okay.
That's fair.
That's okay.
In my opinion! That's a
Sean?
god of it, sorry.
I think the list is kind of spot on. I agree with a lot of things some people said. Controversial take. I'm fine with where Liv Morgan is. I think she is grand down at 20. I don't see her. I see her as mid-card talent, if I'm being honest. I didn't enjoy her last run as Women's World Champion. So that's just my personal opinion. That's why I think she's grand down at 20. I think Alexa Bliss and AJ Lee, Mickey James, Natalia, and Beth Phoenix should be a lot higher on the list. Shayna Baszler should at least be in top 15.
Yeah.
And who else?
Do you know, actually, do you
Yeah,
know what I think would be cool, Emma? If they actually turned around and gave us some sort of like, how did they rate them? What was
I-
the
Yeah.
parameters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be pretty cool.
It looks like Women's Revolution, and that's all they watched for me. Like that's what it looks like to me. They haven't watched anything other than that, and then just shoved them at the top.
Yeah.
As I
but then
said, Ronda Rousey shouldn't be on the list at all. 100%.
Well, see, it's probably when they're doing some sort of a voting system or whatever way they do it. It's the people that are kind of current in your mind as well, you know. Like we said, we mentioned Victoria there, Molly Holly. You know what I mean? They wouldn't spring to people's minds straight away in the current climate. If you like,
Would you put Mae Young in there? Because she's revolutionary back in the day.
I wonder, do they have a kind of a time frame on or something? But then Alundra Blaze is in there and all, so I don't know.
I'd love to see how they made this list. Like what? I don't know.
I'd love to know what was the parameters for how did they rank them and stuff like that, because that would be interesting to see, you know. Because I don't think there's not a huge amount of argument between Becky or Charlotte, really. I mean, they're different. They're different shades of amazing, really, you know. So,
if you look at the length of Jacqueline's run, for example, I wonder if they're taking on how long the run in WWE or the length of that lasted. Because obviously, if you compare Jacqueline to Bailey or Charlotte or Becky, you're going to be like, you know.
Yeah, but Jacqueline is wrestled in the 80s and all, and she was with the was it Glow or was that Ivory? I think it was Ivory, wasn't it?
Not sure.
Not sure. Glow was Ivory, I think.
Ivory, yeah. So I think Ivory should have been up where Ronda Rousey is, because she's just very underrated.
Fabulous Moolah is not.
Yeah.
Well, there was a bit of controversy about her a while ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think they can put her on it.
No.
Sunny.
Quite controversial. But definitely an interesting list and a fluid list, I would say, in terms of, you know, how you rank it and stuff like that.
I'd love to see the male version.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, we will cover that. I actually had. Did I have actually?
Sami Zayn top 10, please. Don't.
Well, I suppose we do. I suppose we do. We do have to mention the PWI 500 and Cody Rhodes cementing his place at number 1 for the second year in the trot. But I noticed on the list. Where did I see? I think I have a slide.
Big JMO from OTT is 170, I think.
Just as you're getting that slide, Dave, when you said that, I pictured, for some reason, no reason at all, my head went to male versions of all of the wrestlers that I see in front of me. So I was thinking, what would a male version of Becky look like? What would a male version of Charlotte look like? Rick there. I don't know why my head went there. I was like, why does he want the male version of all of this? Anyway. Work.
Face up every single wrestler. What do you look like as a man? Yeah.
Can you imagine? Yeah, this is just loud now, so I'm going to bring up I'll bring up we're just on time right now, so I'll bring up Cody's quick. I noticed in it there's 3 WWE wrestlers only in the top 10, which was interesting.
No, that's Dave Meltzer for you.
But this is pro wrestling, yeah, PWI, yeah. So
Is PWI Meltzer? I don't know.
Oh my god!
What?
Crap.
That's your top 10.
Crap.
Rollins should be higher, undoubtedly. I think.
Cody Rhodes second.
Cody Rhodes deserves to be number 1 in my opinion, and Hangman should be lower. And where's MJF?
Yeah.
Will Ospreay is in the perfect spot, or maybe I'd put him back in 20. Maybe.
Where in the name of Jesus is MJF? That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, again, you're looking at a list. If you start putting people in, who do you take off? Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Jey Uso, and several. Sorry, 4 in the top 10.
Gunther should be lower.
I don't know. Well, look, it's all subjective, isn't it? But I think Cody Rhodes is the right man to be number 1.
I think
anybody that disagrees
Swerve's
with me,
perfect. Swerve's perfect.
Swerve get ready
deserves
for a
to be in top 10.
Do you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking it might have been nice to give it to John Cena on his way out. Just a touch. You know.
I wonder where he is on the list actually.
I haven't looked at the whole list. I will look at the whole list for next week, but I just want to get thoughts in the top 10. Everyone okay with Will Ospreay in the top 10? Yeah.
For me personally, yeah. Controversially, yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Yeah, I like Will Ospreay. I got to see him in OTT. No, I like him as well. Sorry, but I think sometimes they just heavily rely on the acrobats, and it's just not my bag. That's all. It's not my bag. I'm just more into the psychology aspects of it, ground and pound. not Cirque du Soleil. Who do you take out? All those AEW chancers. Go up, Kenny.
Give it up, straight in there with the hot tag. Yeah, it's one we'll discuss it further next week when we see. Maybe I'll do up a slide with maybe the top 50 or something like that. Might give us a better idea. Right, a little bit of history for you. 1980 in the WWF's Madison Square Garden show, Andre the Giant beat Hulk Hogan in the main event via pinfall. 1984, a man we were talking about last week, Greg the Hammer Valentine, defeated Tito Santana in London, Ontario, Canada, to win the WWF Intercontinental Championship. 2000, you might want to look away on this one. Vince Russo defeated Booker T in a steel cage match to win the WCW Championship on Monday Nitro. The world collected, and the comment on this was, the world collectively put their head in their hands. There you go. And then 2000, for the first time, an episode of Monday Night Raw took place on a channel other than the USA Network. It moved to TNN, formerly the Nashville Network, later to be Spike TV, and stayed on the channel for 5 years before returning to USA. What a fractured relationship they had with Spike TV at the time. Notable birthdays. 1971, the man that made flat tops great again, Luther Reigns. 1942, Ole Anderson. 1974, Matt Hardy. 1988, Kerry Sane. 1978, a man who's doing great work in sports science, Christopher Nowinski. 1976, I should say. What a slip.
Calm down, Niall.
Stephanie McMahon. 1981, Asuka. And then we rounded out with 1952, a man who I was a huge fan of, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. There you go. They're your birthdays for this week, but there you go. Don't all go out and start getting flat tops this week now because of Luther Reigns, yeah?
Oh, way ahead of you.
There we go.
I've already booked it.
Okay, that's it, folks. Another show in the bag. We covered more or less everything. I think if there's something we forgot, we will get to it next week. We will be back again with Raw, with the Road, the Crown Jewel in Perth, and everything else in between, of course. Big thank you to the panel that we assembled. Sean Mack will be back next week. There's no doubt. I don't know what happened there. StreamYard was doing me dirty, as they say. Big up to everyone in the chat as well. If you could subscribe, hit the bell notification button, drop a like on the video as always. This has been Pro Wrestling Weekly. I will catch you again on Thursday night for Thursday Tier Talk, and we will be back next week with all the usual roundup of shows as always. Cheers, folks.
All the best. Good night and God bless.
Bye, guys.